Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with ousted. I still have my headphones on because I'm not sure which of these games I'll be covering. Um, just trying to figure this out with my left ear. Um, so we are having USA Chile, um, more or less 5 close duels. I'd slightly favor Claudio on table 1, although Sheldal won the Champions League back in 2021, I think. So the old edition. Um, let's say KB is a slight favorite on table 2. Table 3 should be a toss-up. Kaki Vineria. Well, Vineria won the MSO a few years back, so definitely a strong player. Even the 545 might suggest they aren't in the best shape of their life, but we'll see. And then we are having table 5, which should be a close one as well. And now I need to listen. Yeah, Alexei and David are still deciding whether to cover table 1 or 5, and they do table 1. Okay, so then let's take table 3 for now. And now I can get rid of the headphones. So let's check if they have started, and they have. So other tables as usual in the corners. And I guess Sheldal and Claudio will start their games soon. Let's check. Yeah, looks like it. For now, nice start for blue, getting the first monastery. And I forgot something. Have to ensure all the colors are correct. So this then should work after a quick refresh. Yep, so now Chile is playing blue on all 5 tables. This one here, early stages. Blue quite likely would have enjoyed closing that city and taking an early scoreboard lead, but no chance there. Yellow equalizes blue's monastery. Still has this city cap going for them. And I have to check a few setups here. Okay, seems to work fine. And now I hope I can concentrate on this game. Yellow gets 2 extenders in a row, uses them on their city, of course. Blue quite likely will attack from the left side because you don't want to see your opponent running away with the 10-point city in the early game, even though this might become problematic, but the key word here is it might become, and it's not problematic right now. So I guess attacking the city at first at least would have been my priority, even though you'd endanger your road up top. This way, of course, there's an option for either party to attack this city again. So maybe yellow just uses the curve there to prevent blue from attacking with a second meeple, and then they would still have the remaining splitter to separate these two cities and then score a juicy field here. But the same goes for Doritos for blue. Mm. That's interesting. So this move would suggest they try to kill this square to win the mini battle. But why then the farmer there? So I'm a bit perplexed by this move. Suggests two rather contradictory things at the same time. Blue with two meeples in hand and a wasted monastery could have gone over here. Still enough pieces out there to liberate it. Nice option by yellow. Either attack this with the Dorito, for example, or kill this. And that's why blue adds the quadruple city there, which could work out for them if they manage to kill this. And then in the end, they might not even lose this ruin because two horses are already gone. So tad risky move here by yellow. Although, admittedly, the quadruple city was the worst tile, which someone, or in this case blue, could put there. Yeah, Alan just takes the road meeple back. Now, for sure, thought a few seconds about adding a farmer there. Right now, there's no reason to do so. You have the meeple majority, even if it's only a 2 versus 1. But for now, use it productively, and then later on, there are enough squares over here or there to meeple this farm if it really becomes necessary. So blue now blocks this square, although there are still two starting tiles out there. One's here, another one is over there. And yellow might go for this. Sure, you only have the one horse left, but threatening the completion of this city would work wonders. Instead, they opt to obstruct blue city on the right side, leaving the city cap empty because it's your last meeple, and blue is unlikely to take this anyway, because that would threaten their city meeple there. So now blue takes a monastery. Yep, nice one, nice spot, 6 points. Rather easily liberated, and I have to switch on another light here. Yeah, and arguably this one is definitely a better piece for yellow to use over there. They now snatch the 4 points on the right side, have options to block blue's city there. But at least blue gets to liberate their monastery. Yellow follows suit. And there might be an attack on the city incoming in the future. For now, I wouldn't use the cow, because if you are blue and there is this threat of the city on the left side, going over here with the cap and actually having chances to close this city would be definitely nicer than just go for the ruin, which they could do now. So in this case, I'd go over here and try to attack or kill yellow city on the left side. Maybe there's an option to limit this square to another horse. This I don't like. Even though yellow has 2 meeples in hand as well, and was arguably also likely to attack the city on the right side, they already need city pieces on the left, or have a good use for city pieces on the left. Like, yeah, no. Works, but I'm not sure this was actually in your interest, taking away this option. Because you are behind, you need options to score. You need some compensation if yellow draws horse and starting tile maybe closes their city on the left. Sure, in the worst case, if they manage to take this city and close it, it's quite unlikely for you to still have a chance. But why not go for this city? Or at least leave the option to go for the city. Meanwhile, Yellow restricts blue's city to the last two remaining starting tiles. Still only these two in play. And blue prevented the worst outcome. It's quite unlikely that yellow will close the city on the left. In theory, it's not possible anymore, actually. Because all four cows are gone, the quadruple city is here, so there's only one piece to fit in these two squares. So either that or this one at least will be dead in the end. But blue still has to score points here. Nice block by yellow. Only one monastery remaining. And actually 2 vanillas. But any curve over here would completely kill the square. So an option like this could be considered. But yellow protects their city, or prefers to protect their city, even though there's only one piece left now that yellow drew the third starting tile. And this here actually would have worked like a charm. Now the rose could have been used over there, but sure, this one would have been dead. And considering there's the option of taking a 6-point field if you get the starting tile, I think saving that one is okay. And this one was pretty greedy. And it didn't work for blue. So these two exchanged quick points and yellow took a +1 out of it. Nope. Daggers? Why do you support your opponent with an option to score 5 points and create an evil hamster for the last regular monastery? And even the other way around, getting the monastery and then liberating both your monasteries with one of the 2 remaining left-handed daggers. So not sure this actually was a great idea. Considering blue already needs the starting tile here and other caps there, you could have left this out there. So yellow got the last starting tile. Blue city on the right side is dead. They limit this here to the last remaining rose. No, roses are gone. Then the dagger, maybe Rotorito plus another city cap. And it only matters for this meeple because any move over here by blue would be a 0-point move anyway. but at least they'd create a 6-point field to take on the top left of their city. So Fundy, they could of course take this 7-pointer, but why should they? I guess going over here, meepling the monastery is definitely the move. There are at least the 2 daggers, quite likely more road pieces out there. Crossroads are gone. Looks like there are still curves in there. Yep, so 2 curves. Likely no straight. Yep, straights are gone. So 4 pieces left to liberate in this monastery. And there were still 9 pieces out there, so not really that risky. And they are ahead by 11 points. So Adan has to go for this field on the right side. Even though, what did I say? The 2 daggers, 2 curves, big city tiles are gone. Last horse was here. 1 Dorito. I think there's still another Dorito left. Yeah. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. Ada needs to close this city to have a chance. And even that one would have been or could be too late, because at -11, without the meeple in hand, there's not really a lot they can do. Yep, and Croc drawing the dagger seals this here. So on table 1, Claudio won for Chile. And here the game is in USA's favor. On cable 2, yeah. On table 2, KB won their game versus GDLK. And Kaki Vineria was resolved in Vineria's favor. Looks like they all managed their clock nicely. And now we just need to wait for them to start their second game. Yeah, looks like they are taking their time right now. Then let's check out the situation between Admitted and HT Bry for now. Looks definitely good for yellow. This field is theirs for now, even though there is an attack by blue incoming on the right side. Yellow has a secondary field on the left. Blue even has to attack this city now. So for now, I'd say advantage yellow. Yeah, blue closes this, sure. But if blue manages to successfully attack the city and the field, they should still have a chance here. So let's check if the second games are running, and they are. Yeah, more or less default opening move, although this one you could play at the bottom. It's more or less philosophy at this point. I would rather the city cap at the bottom just to not create a field. But that's my personal preference. Not a better or worse move, I think. Even though some might think otherwise. Yeah, so this definitely is aggressive farming because this attack was definitely incoming, and blue should just be happy that yellow didn't get a straight, because then this field would more or less be sealed off. Even going here with the curve might not have been the best option. Going up top, trying restrict this base and maybe killing this city, and later on going over here with a straight crossroad cow, a number of pieces might have worked as well, because blue was unlikely to put anything there, as that would have endangered their city. But sure, they could have used a curve or something to open up the field to the bottom left side. Yep, nice pressure on two cities. As tough as it looks, this actually might be a worthy move, although given that two of the daggers are already gone, you could also think about this one. Yeah, meeple or not? Not, then a meeple by yellow with any road piece should be incoming. Now the protection on the left side. There are still a lot of pieces to go over there if you put a field at the top. So there's only two vanillas are gone, and only so just dumping the straight. When any curve limits your city, which is on your field, to 50-50, not the move I would have picked. Definitely not. So yellow quite likely is only thinking about the orientation. Maybe they consider this move as well. But I think the block here is definitely the way to go. Yeah, road, of course, gets a shield on top, takes a nice lead here, and all this because you you hesitated a bit, but in the end, you added a city cap to your opponent's city just to save your city, and by extension, your field. So kudos to blue for actually executing this one. Admitted won on table 5 versus HT Bryce, so that's the third win for the US. I'm not sure if I have actually said which team I'd favor, and it's slightly the US, but only slightly. Yeah, nice monastery controlling cities by yellow. Then trying to maybe block this square. In some cases, connect here, and definitely hoping to kill yellow city there, which didn't work out. Now the question is, do you go here? And I'd say yes, because you don't want your opponent to get this juicy 8-point city and restricting yours on the right side of it. Even though this creates the problem of an attack over here. But in that case, a horse like this, and you'd create a huge ruin where you'd only lose one meeple. And yeah, this works, but I'm not a fan actually. With two meeples in hand, yeah, yellow could have counter-attacked, but again, there was this option. And is it really that likely that you are gonna be able to block or severely limit yellow's city there? I don't think so. Not at this stage of the game, with all three right-handed daggers still out there, starting tiles, roses. So quite a lot of city plus road pieces which yellow could use to close or continue their city. But now that I have said all this, of course, they don't get anything to defend against yellow's attack, against blue's attack from the left. Let's see. Yeah, over here, still 3 Doritos left. And 2 daggers gone. Yep, and they defend. Tricky. Normally, I wouldn't consider this. But if there's a monastery involved and you've only got the one meeple in hand, but then you are in the lead here. Somehow adding these 2 caps to your field might be nice as well. And then there is this square prone to be blocked with any city piece here. Yep. Didn't work out. Yellow got saved by the deck. Wow. Well, I shouldn't say saved by the deck, excuse me, because there are still 2 roses, 3 starting tiles out there, plus the not the crossroads, the road Doritos. So there were quite a lot of useful pieces for yellow in this case, but this here definitely worked in yellow's favor. They built up a nice ruin for themselves, 11 points right now. Still a splitter out there to maybe attack this. So at some point, putting anything over there would be a good idea. Blue quite wisely uses their second meeple, which they got by liberating the monastery on the right side, to secure this 9, quite possibly 12 point, 15 point field. There is also an option to unite both fields, which would more or less spell doom for yellow. They are behind by a lot. They desperately need to score points. And taking one of these 2 fields, or at least tying one of these 2 fields, should definitely be on their menu. So sure, getting this Dorito, maybe meepling the field, but somehow attacking this, or yep, this one, which now isn't possible anymore, would have been nice ideas here. Was this really closable? I guess so. Now it's definitely dead. Yeah, there was still the splitter and a vanilla? Yeah, a vanilla. Vertical splitters were gone. Okay, so 2 pieces over here, and then sure, double Doritos there. Also, talking about yellow's biggest threats, well, closing this city definitely was one of them. Yeah, it's tough. Really tough for yellow. They might even need to do shenanigans like this and hoping to get the 50-50 here. Although, I think that's a bit too early if there are still the 2 road Doritos out there. Yep, they just hope to score 4 city points down the road. Blue takes quick points. Yellow draws the Dorito, quite likely will take the road. Yeah, because any road piece over there, and then you could just take another 9-point farm. But this would be Blue's last meeple. About this idea, Blue could use, and quite likely would use, their meeple for 6 points on the left side. So I think Yellow could go for it later, if they even need to go for volatility like this, because by taking these points now, adding another 4, maybe even these 5. So adding this city, taking 2 points. Yeah, this could work as well. Although you leave this road out there, and Blue has only 1 meeple in hand, but there are still a lot of curves out there. So I'd actually prefer to take the road right now, even if this scores only 4 instead of 5 points, just to prevent Blue from taking quick points, which they absolutely depend on at this point in time. Yep, here we go. Quite likely not game deciding, but I would have preferred this one. Even though this here gives you the option of attacking a Blue's field, and you could double down on that attack over here, and then possibly even connect with the remaining road monastery. So on table 1, Claudio Roquera won the second game, and the duel versus Sheldal. 1-0 lead for Chile overall. Yeah, Yellow crawls around this city, trying to unite these 2 fields, which would add 6 points to them, because then they'd score these 2 cities as well. And considering they have 2 meeples in hand and Blue only has the 1, they actually have great chances, or better chances, to attack the field again. And Blue quite likely needs to keep the last meeple in hand and can't really attack a possibly united field. Nice find by Blue indeed, preventing an attack over here. But the problem is you'd also take away your chance of liberating a second meeple and attack at the same time. So effectively attacking the field without investing the meeple, or by still keeping a meeple in hand, I should say. And I don't think it's likely Yellow would have attacked here. And for them, using a second meeple over here wasn't really that necessary at the moment. So maybe keeping this one, or this option, open might have been the better move. But perfect piece for Blue. And finally, quite likely, quite the relief for them. Getting a second meeple back in hand, adding 6 points to their score. Yellow immediately blocks off this attacking option. Still has curves left to unite here. Whoa. Blue goes for the city attack. And why not? It's a 75%er unless yellow manages to do anything about this, and considering that this square is at least limited, this could work for blue here. If it doesn't, well, investing this one for only 1 point would definitely throw a spanner in your works here. Because, as a quick reminder, there is still the Road Monastery out there. There's still this juicy field here. But juicy, well, that's the second name of this ruin here. It's worth 13 points. If blue manages to successfully attack this and then prevent counterattack by yellow, this could actually be a game decisive move. On table 2, GDLK managed to tie the duel versus KB. Whoa. Yellow takes this cap, gets one of the 2 remaining cows. The horses are gone. No, 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 no. This is the penultimate cow. So if you manage to connect over here, this square is dead anyway. There's no need at all to attack there. Why would you do that? Vineria managed to dispatch Kaki on table 4. Yeah, and this was even the last meeple of yellow. So can't score quick points here. Oh, well, well, well. And is there even a cap left? The daggers are gone, the roses are gone. This was the last starting tile. Splitters. Yeah, this was the last splitter. I think there's no cap left. So these 2 moves here, executed by yellow, sealed their fate. Blue didn't even need to get the cow. Yeah. What a waste. What a waste here. Oh, well. Let's see if they come back from this one in the decider. Yeah, talking about deciders, GDLK and KB are playing theirs. And for now, it looks like HT Bry would quite likely be able to force a decider as well. Yeah. Okay, in the end, it's 15 points in Ardan's favor. So these moves well, let me check the final situation again. Yeah, the road monastery was still out there when yellow placed these two. So 8 points here. Maybe an attack over here, hoping to draw the road monastery. Would have won yellow the game if they would have gotten the road monastery and an attacking piece, of course, but at least they would have still a chance. These two moves here, not so much. So this one I get, this one I really don't. Yeah, let's see what these two have in stock in the third game. And I think I could switch the layout here. Nope. Where is it? Where's my layout? There is it. Nope. Sorry. First, this one. And then this one. So this works. Now I only have to move myself out of the way. Here we go. So 3 deciders. Or am I wrong? No, I am wrong as of now because Admitted and HT Bryce are still playing the second game of their duel. But for now, the US players have to win their deciders. So KB and Crocodile Fundy have to win. And then Admitted has to win unless there is no miracle happening there. HT Bry will win the second game on table 5. So 3 deciders it is. And if the folks from the USA would like to reach the semis, all 3 would have to win their deciders. Let's see how much of this they manage. Yeah, for now, tight game. Yellow doesn't shy away from using the road here, although I think they've missed that 2 of the daggers are already gone, or they just don't care about this. Big CDPs over here, Dorito. You could even opt for a city cap there, although I don't think blue would do this. But anyway, limiting this to a 50-50, and I'm dead tired, and you all know it, because I just missed blue's road meeple there. So all this talking about blocking the square was nonsense, of course. So if there be one player interested in blocking this and using pieces like that, it would be yellow and not blue. And stacking, sure. Definitely stacking. Yeah. Blue liberates the road meeple. They leave this out there because there is already one here. Not really happy about that move because with the curve, yellow could take this half-closed loop, which is a bit risky, or which would have been a bit risky with 5 crossroads already gone. And because they only have the one meeple in hand, they didn't go for the loop. And now blue takes it. Yeah, HT Bry. Started 2 minutes ago. Yeah, well, if I miss to open a game, just say so. I definitely won't mind. As yellow going here, and then later blocking this square might have been an option. This way, any crossroad would at least reduce the chances of you using this monastery square. Although on the other hand, using the Dorito over here would give blue chances to take this city, and they could still block you from the left side anyway. So not sure it would have actually been a better idea. Yellow doesn't go for the larger option because in some cases they could use a splitter here. Now they propel themselves into the lead by taking this 12-point city, but it's only a tiny lead. And this here could become crucial for yellow's chances. There's still a lot of curves out there. The problem is if you add the starting tile there, this here gets easily blocked and 2 daggers are already gone. So tricky situation. Meeple or not? Yeah, not. Yeah. Tricky. Really tricky. With 3 in hand, you could have gone for this. If it weren't for your road meeple, but still, it's problematic either way. Maybe sometimes just hoping to win the flip for a fitting city cap is the way to go. Yeah, and the next feature you'd have to leave in the open. At least they get to snatch the 6 points, which creates the second 6, possibly 9-point field. So sooner or later, yellow with 4 meeples in hand should take one of these fields. For now, they opt to prevent blue from easily closing this city, although there are still caps out there with the road on the left side. So one starting tile, 2 roses, and the last remaining dagger. But blue takes the quick points. Now there is this 9-point field out there. And blue could even take this one. Even if it looks wonky as hell. But they could. They still have another meeple in hand. This road meeple is unlikely to come back because the 4 crossroads are gone. This here I don't really like, because yellow is more likely to take this field and could then add this city to it. But there wasn't really a nice option to dump it somewhere. Maybe just taking the 9-point field would have actually been the best option. So crook now taking this one, or maybe just adding a cap here while dropping a farmer. Else meepling a cap or going for the block. Although in that case, this way, there is only one starting tile left. Yeah, I think this here might be the move. Whoa. Why? Why? I hope yellow isn't thinking about connecting there, because the moment you connect, blue will seize the day and take this chance and then counterattack and threaten to run away with this city. And they might even, if they are... What? What? How about yellow going over here for the 75%, taking this city? Admittedly, it's not that juicy, but why? Is it that threatening that yellow would take these 4 points when there is a 3-point road out there which you could take with the horse? Yeah, yellow goes for it. Now only has 1 meeple in hand, so taking a city over here or the field is more or less out of the question right now. Of utmost importance seems to be to prevent blue from closing the city on the right side. Yeah. An okay move. Although with dagger asymmetry, because there is only 1 dagger of the left-handed variety still in deck, but there are 2. So this works, I think. Blue gets 1 horse. And now we are getting in hot water for the crocodile. Well. Yeah, flipping for city caps here for the remaining horse. The cow would be useful for yellow. City caps could be added to yellow's field. This road, yeah, sure. 3 points, why not? Blue takes 4 quick points on the right side. Almost equalizes the total score. Taking these. Yeah, they did use this quick point option because a straight or curve for that matter over here would be a total block, as this one was the last starting tile. And this one would a total block as well, because this was the last rows. Yeah, and therefore they go for this option, because if they would have gone here, then blue could have snatched this 3-point road with the last remaining horse. Sometimes the devil is in the details. Not even sure if that's an idiom in English. Yellow creates a juicy ruin on the left side. Blue extends the ruin on the right side. Still the horse out there and the 4th cow. And the game is tied at 78. Yeah, perfect timing, by the way, because yellow just got a dagger to snatch these 4 points. And this here wasn't that the best placement, I guess. Don't think reserving this square for anything was necessary, considering all monasteries are gone. And by placing the quadruple city here, you killed off the option of adding another city cap there. But in the end, in the great scheme of things, this actually doesn't matter at all, because over on table 2, GDLK just won the game for Chile by winning their decider versus KB. So overall, I should have stuck to my first prediction. When earlier I was streaming with Ralph, the game of RCP, the match of RCP Japan. I think I said Chile might win this match 3-2, but in the end switched. And the switch was wrong, as it turns out. But it's still a close game nonetheless. Is there any way to get a meeple back? Yeah, there's this one. But I think there's only a dagger left to close it. There are 6 points here. There is a 6-point option there. There are the 2 big city tiles out there, 1 dagger each, quite likely a straight. Nah, I don't like this. Now Croc is forced to take the 9-point field. And yeah, adds another point to the monastery. Although this opens up the field to an attack from there, like this. And connecting over here, I think there must be straights left. Let's count the straights. Oh no, the 4th one was wrong. So this is a starting tile. So 6 straights on the board, still 2 left. And the 2 big city tiles, the daggers are gone. And there's this curve. So blue definitely has to draw the horse, else yellow runs away. And blue then would take the horse to score these 7 points. Yeah, 7, because the horse is a shielded one. And yellow won't score anything else in this game, because there's nothing to place over there. So it's a 50-50 in the end. Whichever player will get the horse will win this game. unless I'm somehow mistaken. But I think there should still be a straight out there and the horse. Yeah, the horse, I'm sure, and the straight, yeah, I've counted them, so unless I have missed one. Let's check again. No. So still a straight and a horse, so whoever gets the horse wins this game, as simple as that, and the duel as well. And Crocodile Fundy gets the horse and wins the game. Yeah, this wasn't a mistake because with the horse, then blue would have won the game as well. And it was even more precise because this sequence and getting the horse over here would have scored 8 points for blue and not merely the 7 I suggested. Yeah, and I think yep. Adan takes these points here. Quite likely just missed that they still have a meeple in hand, else they would have scored 3 points somewhere. But in the end, it doesn't matter. So congratulations to Crocodile Fundy here. And to complete this eventful day, let's take a look at the last running game of Admitted versus HT Bry. A few tiles still to go, and I guess you've noticed this. I'm a bit tired. And maybe I should take a sip of water. So at least we get another nail biter here. At least from the looks of it. What is this here? Holy moly. That's a 15-point road? 5, 5, 5. Yeah, 15 points. Well. But yellow is ahead by 6. And blue only has 1 meeple in hand. And there is a 6-point field on the right side. But there is an attacking option, or might be an attacking option on the top left against this shared field. There could also be a ninja attack on the bottom right. And the shared field scores 15 points. Yeah, this suggests that both these options aren't available anymore. So let's assess this more in depth. All monasteries are gone. All crossroads are gone. There is still the quadruple city out there, drawn by yellow. And then I'd have to say this here is a miss by blue. going over here, attacking the field, winning the game with this dagger would have been a nice move. And it was even unblockable. Yeah, sure, you only had the one option, the one chance, but still, one option is one option. So 33% chance for Blues to win this game if they only use this piece over here to attack the field. Oh, wrong color, this one, and then draw the dagger, because they'd get -6, but these +15, so +9 overall, which would have been definitely enough to win this game. But maybe HT Bry already knew that their compatriots had won all the duels they need to secure their semi-final spot, and eased up a little on the counting and thinking, maybe not, I don't know. I know I would have checked if I would have taken a look at the clock. Yeah, I'm rambling. So Chile wins this match. At least it was as close as expected. I'm even unable to count and unable to speak, at least coherently. So 8-5 was the game score. Yep, and this then sets up two pretty interesting semifinals. Japan, Ukraine, Poland, Chile. If I remember correctly, neither Ukraine, Poland, nor Chile have reached the semis before, so none of these three teams has already achieved a WTCOC medal. So this is all news to them, which can't be said about Japan. They have reached the semis 4 out of 5 times. Once they lost in the quarterfinals, but they reached the semis 4 times and they won the world championship 4 times. So let's see if Ukraine manages to beat them. And if not, if Poland or Chile would be able to accomplish this feat. So, folks, I'm pretty beat. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you next week, quite likely at least. So, thanks for tuning in. See you then. Bye bye.